Welcome to the Flow Tracy Money Daily Commentary. This is Owen Tracy recording. It's 4:09 p.m. and that is Central Time. Today is September 29th, and today being Friday, it's the big picture long-term audio and video for the various different asset classes. It's also the last day of the third quarter, so it's probably a good time to start thinking about what we can expect from the rest of the year. And I think there's quite a few things to talk about in this broadcast. But the thing that I want to kind of focus on is money supply. So if we think about just a simple way of looking at the markets, that it's easier to make money when there's a lot of money floating around, and it's harder when there isn't. And then on top of that, uh, when money is abundant, then there's usually a good theme that's inspiring investors to participate. And when that theme has plenty of money behind it, then prices accelerate higher and do fantastically well. So then let's just think about it, that we've had successive rounds of additional new money being supplied into the global market at successive rounds, I guess, are plenty of occasions over the last 20, 30 years. And now the big question is, where's the next big capital infusion going to come from that's going to help to support asset prices? Or perhaps another way of thinking about it is, will there be another big supply of cash? Because I think that is perhaps the biggest question. When we look at the inflationary pressures that have been unleashed over the last few years, have central bankers become sufficiently chastened? Have they decided that they are going to mend their ways and that they're not going to uh, pour capital into the global market, risk sparking another round of inflationary pressures on the next occasion that there is an economic downturn? Or has nothing changed? Will they simply continue the way they have been? And I think that is by far the most important question that we have out there in the markets today. Then let's just also spend some time and think about the animating themes that we've had in the market over the course of the last 15 years. Because in the aftermath of the credit crisis, we had a massive devaluation of fiat currencies. There was a huge and sustained increase in the supply of money. At the same time, we had the rise of the global middle class, and we had the rise of the shale revolution in oil production. So on the one hand, we had lots of new demand coming from literally hundreds of millions, if not billions, of new consumers around the world, and at a time when energy prices were suppressed. And then that was all enabled and I think supplemented by the 4G revolution, which basically took the internet out of the office, out of the home, and provided it everywhere. So when that happened, we had these enormous companies evolve that have been the driver of performance in the stock market for the last decade at least, and that still dominate the performance of the stock market, and that they were the ones that benefited most from the evolution of 4G, as well as being those that were most well positioned to benefit from abundant free money for a prolonged period of time. Well, the reason that I have the yen up at the beginning of this broadcast is because I think it is going to be an interesting case study over the course of the next several years. So with that, let's just embark upon looking at some of these long-term charts.